Hello, it's the Han Informer, and today I'm talking about scare products, claustrophobia bags. An effect that has been used many times in the haunted street in many haunts worldwide are claustrophobia bags from the company Scare Products. And there aren't just one version of claustrophobia bags. There are claustrophobia bags that entirely encapsulate you, and you have to walk through two big inflatable airbags, and they push in on you, and it's very claustrophobic. There's that version. That's a classic version. But there's also Claustrophobia Junior, which is only on your legs and your hips, so it makes it hard for you to walk, and it's claustrophobic on your legs, so actors can then jump over the bags at you or fly over you. It's really cool, and I've seen both of those used, both those examples I've said with Claustrophobia Junior, and they work really well, and they're definitely intimidating and scary. And there's also Claustrophobia Ceiling, whereas a big claustrophobia bag leaning down from the ceiling, and you have to bend under it or it'll be pushing on you. And you can also get a ginormous claustrophobia bag for your haunted hayride if you want to, and the whole thing can fall down on top of the whole wagon, and everybody on the wagon is then having this giant claustrophobia bag on them. So there are mobile versions of the claustrophobia bag, and they're really cool. It's a basic design, but they are very effective. And I've seen some instances claustrophobia bags I've gone through have not had enough air in them, so they weren't as claustrophobic. But sometimes they're inflated just right, just perfectly, and they're ultra claustrophobic. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of how you can use these products. So the classic claustrophobia bags that you have to go through. You can get them in mobile colors. You don't have to just get black. You can get black. You can get white. You can get pink. You can get all sorts of colors. You just have to ask them, and they'll customize it for you and tell you the color spectrum they have. And just the basic claustrophobia bags where you go and you have to push your way out of it and get out of it. That classic version of the claustrophobia bag could be easily used in any part of a haunted house, and it's a really good transition from one room to another, especially if you are trying to give the feel that you are going from one area to another, as in like transporting from one universe to another. It's kind of like the same if you used a vortex tunnel from one area to another, and you're trying to give the storyline of you've been transported to one way to another. So it's kind of like you could think of going into like a black hole, and then you get spit out at the end, and you are now in another part of the universe and the story of the haunted house. So that's perfect for a transition. Claustrophobia Junior would be perfect for where you want your customers to go through and be slowed down. So if you want an effect that is very special or well done, and you want it's an effect that is either falling on your customers or is coming from their sides or just entirely up, like just completely visual for them, coming right at them, right their faces and everything. Any effect that's like that, Claustrophobia Junior would work perfectly because you make them go in, and in case that you don't want them running away real fast, you could then put Claustrophobia Junior in, so then the claustrophobia bags are stuck on their legs and they can't run, so they have to walk slowly through that area, and then that impressive effect can come at you. So that would be really good to use with like a huge animatronic that will come at your customers and try to attack them or kill them. Or have a scene where you have someone fly over your customers, and then you have actors on the ground also attacking them, and the flying actor is just a distraction. So, or you could have animatronics that fly over your customers like dragons, or you could witches, or any character you could think of fly over. Or you could just have the distraction could be the giant animatronic above the customers, making them look at it, and it'd be a big impressive animatronic, and then actors from the side could get them. So all of those will work very well. And then Claustrophobia Ceiling would work if you were just trying to freak people out and force them to go lower in a room. So if you have a special effect where your actors are laying low in a room and they can jump out and grab at the people, if you're trying to do that or if you have a special mini actomatronic from Gorgalore, that mini actomatronic, if you aren't sure what an actomatronic is, it's the big creature heads they have on the flow system they have, where you can push it forwards and move it, and then you can press the buttons to make the eyes light up and the mouth move. And if you have one of those and you're in a low-lying room, you could put in the claustrophobia ceiling, and a mini actomatronic's still big, but nowhere near as big as the normals. And you could force your people to go into a room with a claustrophobic ceiling, and then force them to crawl, lean down, and go through, and they're like, "Oh, this is messed up. I can't work like this." And then a freaking mini actomatronic attacks them. You could have any character. You could have it either be a snapping turtle that they have. They call that the mud dragon. You could have it be a snake. You could have it be one of their demonic goats that came out last year. You could have it be a crocodile. You could have any of those characters attack people from the ground, and you could have one or two. You could have actors on both sides. That was the Haunted Informer. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe. And I am on social media. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. On Facebook, I am The Haunted Informer. Say again, The Haunted Informer. And on Instagram, my username is Haunt_Informer. Say again, Haunt_Informer. And on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @HauntInformer. Say again, @HauntInformer. And as always, happy hauntings.